In the history of professional baseball, there are fewer more interesting characters than Old Hoss Radbourne. This is his final resting place in Bloomington, where he grew up. Now, his baseball history is phenomenal. He is known as one of the greatest pitchers ever. In fact, his plaque at the National Baseball Hall of Fame recognizes him as the greatest pitcher of the 19th century. But more than that, he was just a real wild and crazy guy. There was the drinking, there was the smoking, there was the fighting, and despite all that, he was the most feared pitcher of his era. But the most interesting thing, and one of the reasons people still come to this cemetery to this day, is he was a prankster, and those pranks you can still find online today.
Charles Gardner Radbourne grew up in Bloomington, loving and playing baseball. At age 19, he took a hard job at a slaughterhouse. But he was a decent enough baseball pitcher to earn a little extra money on the side playing for area teams. First the Bloomington Reds, then the Peoria Reds. During his early career, stories of drinking and gambling swirled around Hoss. Still, he rose through the minor leagues until getting signed by the Major League Buffalo Bisons after the 1879 season ended.
So in 1880, he finally makes it to the big leagues, but it's a flop because he blows out that arm of his. And it's back to Bloomington, back to the slaughterhouse.
But his arm healed and he started pitching locally again. When the Major League Providence Grays came to town on a barnstorming tour, he wowed them. They signed him on the spot, and he quickly became one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, an Iron Man who threw inning after inning after inning. Asked if he ever got tired, Radbourne replied, "Tired out tossing a little 5-ounce baseball for 2 hours? I used to be a butcher. From 4 in the morning until 8 at night, I knocked down steers with a 25-pound sledge. Tired from playing 2 hours a day for 10 times the money I used to get for 16 hours a day?"
So the 1884 season starts out really sketchy for Old Hoss because he's drinking a lot, he's fighting a lot, he's driving his team and his manager crazy. But the good thing for him was there was another pitcher, the other main pitcher, he was even worse with the drinking and bad behavior, and he got booted. So Hoss stepped up and he went to the manager and said, "Give me the ball every game and we'll win. Not just a game or two, we're going to win the championship."
Radbourne turned in a season's performance that will never be equaled, winning an astounding 60 games. Plus, the season was followed by a best-of-5 playoff series against the New York Metropolitans. Hoss pitched and won 3 straight games, giving Providence its one and only championship. Hoss pitched for several more years, fearsome and effective all the way. But his biggest claim to fame would come in 1886, when he joined the Boston Bean Eaters. For a team photo for a newspaper, just before the flashbulb popped, Hoss slyly extended a middle finger. He did likewise the next year during a photo shoot for a baseball card. In a dubious claim to fame, he is widely considered to be the first person photographed extending the middle finger. But it's made him more famous even than his 1939 induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Because of that middle finger, his gravesite remains a strong tourism draw at Evergreen Cemetery. After baseball, life turned tough for Hoss. He retired to Bloomington, where for a while he successfully ran a saloon. But while hunting in 1894, a friend accidentally shot him in the face, leaving him blind in one eye and causing facial paralysis and partial speech loss. Later, he was beset also with cognition woes, possibly from syphilis. His right arm, once so fearsome to opposing batters, became paralyzed, and Hoss became a shell of his former self. He died at age 42 in 1897.
Kind of a sad ending to his life, but just the beginning of his legacy, because still today, people, especially baseball fans, like to come out to Evergreen Cemetery in Bloomington and spend some time with Old Hoss and think about those days when characters were bigger than life and still are to this day.